Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we are amidst the interview season for all the MBA applications that we have written in this admission cycle and all the B schools that we have targeted in 2024. So I wanted to talk about one very pertinent question which is asked in almost any MBA interview that you pick at random. And it's very difficult to answer that question. It's not that straightforward. That's why I thought that it's best to share my thoughts to help you in any way possible. So one question which is asked in any MBA interview is, how would you add value to the cohort, right? And the flip side of this question is, how would that B school add value for you, or why have you applied for HEC or Rotman or INSEAD or LBS or ISB? But the more difficult question to answer is, how would you add value to the school? Let's say, how would you add value to ISB? So the framework in which you can answer this question, basis my experience, is either you can add value for your peers, for the school within the classroom, or you can add value beyond the classroom. So let's take it one by one. When it comes to within the classroom, it's very important to think about your professional and educational background. Why? Because you will only be able to add value in the classroom discussions when there are very few people like you in terms of the educational pedigree, in terms of the uniqueness of your work ex. For example, if I pick ISB as a school, and if Sarthak is an engineering graduate who has worked as a systems engineer with Infosys for the last 3 years, and now he's appearing for the ISB interview, then a lot of people in ISB who are candidates would be coming from a similar background. So Sarthak can't really say that he'll add value to the classroom discussions because he's an engineer for that matter, right? And no disrespect to any profession or anybody here. But if, let's say, Sarthak comes from a social impact consulting background, he has worked with, let's say, Samhita or the Nudge Institute, or let's say Teach for India for the last 2 years. Now he is somebody who has a unique blend of professional experience. Now he can add value within the classroom discussions by adding his unique color and perspective to discussions, and add something unique in terms of viewpoint as compared to somebody who's an engineer or a chartered accountant, right? So it really depends on the uniqueness of your educational or professional background when it comes to adding value in study groups and classroom discussions. That's one. The second way in which you can add value is beyond the classroom. Now, as soon as I say beyond the classroom, you would have guessed that I'm talking about, or I'm hinting at, student clubs, right? So here there are a lot of avenues for you to add value. I'll give you examples. Let's say Sarthak is an engineer working with Infosys. So he doesn't really have a unique background in terms of profession or degree when it comes to within the classroom discussions. But let's say Sarthak has done volunteering throughout his life, be it during his college years in Whitfield or beyond, in terms of volunteering with Make a Difference or the Robin Hood Army or Goonj or Cry or any other social sector setup or construct. Now he can say that I'll utilize those volunteering experiences beyond the classroom, and I'll want to contribute to the Net Impact Club, which is the social impact club of ISB. The Net Impact Club of ISB organizes very similar events as Sarthak has already organized in terms of book distribution drives, in terms of pro bono teaching for students coming from an economically disadvantaged background, in terms of plantation drives. So that really aligns really well, which is, what Sarthak has done in terms of volunteering and what the Net Impact Club at ISB would do. So it's very good to say that I'll add value basis my prior experience in volunteering, right? Another example can be, and I'm giving examples of my mentees who I've mentored in the past, so I remember those examples discreetly. Let's say if Sarthak is a Formula One enthusiast, but there is no Formula One club or special interest group in ISB. What he can say in terms of adding value to the cohort is, I'll start the Formula One special interest group SIG at ISB. I want to congregate and assemble all my fellow candidates who are interested in Formula One to talk about the sport, be it trivia, be it the recent trends, be it which driver or which team is performing the best, and have a safe shared space of sorts. And that's a very good interest or value addition to talk about, right? But just ensure that you do your research. The worst possible outcome of this question can be that Sarthak says that I would want to start a finance SIG when I come to ISB because I have had 4 years of investment banking experience in Barclays, and I'll want to add value for my peers in terms of concepts, peer-to-peer learning, in terms of dissecting a balance sheet through the finance SIG which I'll form. Why is this a very bad answer? Because ISB already has a finance club, right? So do your research of which clubs and special interest groups are already in existence at that specific school for you to really frame this answer, right? So once again, synthesizing everything, if you come from a unique educational or professional background, or if you have a very high number of years of work experience, you can very easily add value within the classroom discussions by adding a unique color and perspective. When it comes to you not having, let's say, a very unique background, let's say somebody who's a CA or an engineer, then you can really add value beyond the classroom in terms of extracurriculars, hobbies, pastimes that you've indulged yourself in, or what you've spent your time on, by just finding a relevant club which does what you've already done beyond work. Whether it's net impact, whether it's finance, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's consulting, whether it's business analytics, whether it's business technology, whether it's arts and creativity, whether it's radio, sports, anything, just find a relevant club where you will be able to add value basis what you've done in the past, and then frame your answer. And I think the right split of this answer is one thing which you can add in terms of a professional club, let's say finance club, and one thing which you can add in terms of a social club, let's say Toastmasters, right? So one thing professional, one thing beyond the classroom or beyond academia is what should shape your answer. So 2 things, one professional, one personal, would be a very good way to answer this question. And I hope this helps you.